All right, if you've been following my channel, you know that Ado has been blowing my mind. I'm so fascinated by her art, her visuals, the anonymity of her, the whole Japanese music scene. Super exciting. All right, let's get to the reaction. But first, I want to introduce you to Wondershare, who are sponsoring today's video with their video app, Filmora. I've used some of Wondershare's stuff in the past. They have really good apps, and this Filmora app is killer. So what I use it for is I use it to take my long videos, my long reactions, and then break it up into smaller ones for short form content. But they've got something that's really cool that they're offering now for podcasters who are doing audio podcasts, where you can just put your audio into the app and then it generates video for you to go with it. You can upload it to YouTube, other platforms, and use it as content. Super useful. And some of the other industry-leading tools like CapCut and Premiere are not offering that. You can choose from 10 customizable AI styles to match your podcast branding and create really visual, cohesive content that stands out on whatever social media platform you want to use. So the way it works is Filmora has built AI that can identify key moments in your podcast, anywhere from 30 seconds to 180 seconds, and creates promotional clips for you, which you can use on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and any social media platform. For you podcasters and you people that want to get into podcasting, this is next level, that you can just take your audio, put it in there, and it comes up with it. And like I said, none of the other big ones are doing this. Like Premiere and CapCut, they're not doing this. So if you're a content creator, especially a podcaster or someone who makes long-form content like me, I highly recommend you download the app. It's down in my description. I have a link to both the desktop version as well as the mobile version. They're both really good. And for you podcasters, stop limiting your podcast to just voice. Download Filmora and start growing your audience with visuals too. All right, I have no idea what to expect, but it's always exciting with Ado, so here we go. This is Ado Show. This is a live performance.
新曲です。聴いてください。Show!
What are these things in their hands here? These like little, almost little jewelly looking stone glowy things. That's super cool. Wow.
新曲です。聴いてください。Show!
Ooh, sounds like a dance track.
たちまち特誕生 Listen!
Yeah. What? What was that? So we had this like EDM buildup and then a drop, but then we didn't drop into like a traditional EDM house type of a beat. We dropped into like some traditional cultural type of instrument. I don't know what that instrument was, but what? Okay. Wow.
Figure it out.
Interesting. So that sounds a little bit like a traditional melody, da 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 da, like kind of like a, I don't know, like a traditional type of melody from some part of the world that I'm not quite sure where to place it, but it's da 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 da. Was that like a harmonic minor scale maybe there? Interesting. This song's gonna go all over the place. I can already feel it. Wow. You hear the rhythm of the words there, like that little, the percussiveness of the way she's playing with those syllables. Wow, she's all over the place. That part. Whoa, did you hear those vocoder harmonies there? Listen. Yeah. So how does a vocoder work? Well, I've got it's a TC Helicon Voice Live Touch. I've got it's right there. That thing does a vocoder sound like that. And what I have it set up to do is I have a MIDI keyboard plugged into it, and I can just play any chord, and it will take whatever vocal I'm doing and make my vocal doubled on those notes. And you can do crazy things with vocoders. I'm not sure that that was necessarily a vocoder there. That was probably a vocoder type thing recorded, baked into the backing track that she's then singing over. I would imagine that's kind of what it sounded like to me. I mean, maybe they harmonized her vocal there, but I think she was doing something different in that moment than what the vocoder was doing. Yeah, I'm not quite sure. I bet it was my prediction would be it was probably in the backing track, that sound. Okay, sorry, we're going to hear it one more time and then keep going.
No, no. Oh no.
That's like a pop song. Ah! I like this. It's kind of like festival music. It reminds me a little bit of the band Crystal Fighters. Have you ever heard Crystal Fighters? One of my favorite concerts I've ever been to in the Manhattan tri-state area around here. Oh my God. I can't remember where it was. Maybe it was at Webster Hall or something. Hold on. Let me show you a little bit of Crystal Fighters. Check this out. It's not quite the same, but it just reminded me of it. Very... Anyway, it's different, of course, but like it just kind of reminded me of that. Like it has a little bit of that festival-y feel to it, you know, like that outdoor concert in the summer festival vibe, jumping around. See? Oh my God. Her vocal stuff she's doing. I'm sorry, I'm stopping a lot, I know. But listen, she pops up into her head voice. She's brassy, belty, lots of adduction of the vocal folds, which means there's not a lot of air leaking, a lot of thickening, ba, 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 and then, oh, and then she's flipping into her head, coming back down. Sometimes she's going up and being growly and gritty too. Hear that? Wow. Again. So now we're into like almost like dun, 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 dun. This almost sounds like klezmer music or something, like really stylistically we're all over the place. And we'll also talk a little bit about what this might be about. This song is very abstract. I looked at the lyrics and I found this crazy website that did a deep dive analysis of all of the symbols, the Japanese symbols. There's a lot of cleverness in the way that the symbols interplay with each other, both by Ado and by the original person who wrote the song. It's over here, the article. It's really fascinating. I'll put it down in the link there so that you guys can check it out. But this person did like a thorough academic sort of study of what this song could be about. And it's really abstract. But the original person who wrote the lyrics was Tophamhat Kyo, this person right here. And then I'm not sure if Ado adapted some of the symbols so that they were, you know, more poetic and creative, or if it was all just his symbols and kanji, I think. I'm sorry, I'm really not up on a lot with the Japanese language and how, you know, I just know that it's the symbols and that there's a lot of artistry in the way that the symbols are done, and there's a lot of that going on in this song. And me, as an American who doesn't speak Japanese, I'm missing a lot of cool, clever art here. But if you do speak Japanese, I highly recommend deep diving, and I'll put the link to this article down in my description. All right, I'm getting back to the song. Lots of tangents, I know. All right, here we go. Yeah! Wow. So notice the music change here. We don't have the ba-doom, boom, boom, boom. We're not 1, 2, 3, 4. We're 1, 2, 3, 4. This whole section is kind of like a halftime section or something. Listen. See? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. See a change there. Ah! Ah, that part. Oh my God.
さたぶらかすなかった夏や車に手歌を仕事も飛び方るに前はやしかしかそういうの強さたぶらかすなかった夏やトイレのバタフライ
That's my favorite part. Woo! Otto, what are you doing? I wish it just says music. Hey, there's no, like, the words are not coming up well with it. Hold on a second. I just want to see. I don't even know how I would find where we are by looking at the lyrics here. Yeah, I wish I could figure that out. Fascinating what's happening here. Man, so interesting. If you know the song well, what is being said here in the lyrics? What part is she talking about here at 2 minutes in that parallels with this clever rhythmic singing? It's rhythmic singing. It's not rapping because it's pitched. And there's just so much vocal diversity in the tone quality textures throughout what she's doing here. She's brassy. She's fluty and windy. And she's growly. And then she's doing these like dramatic breaths into phrases and doing all sorts of fascinating vocal techniques here. Try to listen when she jumps up in her upper register of her voice, when she goes when she goes into like a heady, light, airflowy mix, and when she goes up, and she's in her brassy tone. It's so complex to do the level of sort of diversity in your mixing that she does so quickly. It's like her brain is on super speed, being able to do all of this level of complex coordination so quickly. It's fascinating. You can't imagine this from a voice pedagogy standpoint, what it would be like to construct something like this. It's unbelievable. See, she's like, so it's like one note she popped in and was dun 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 dun. You know what I mean? It's just so much is happening in such a short time period with her voice. You hear that? Dun, 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 dun. Ah! Next level. Next level. Do you hear that little chord changer? Da, 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 da. That little major chord there at the end. That was so weird. So much complexity in the harmonies of what's happening here too musically. There's complexity at every level. Whoever's doing the arrangements and the music stuff that work with her or her herself, I don't know who does the production, if she's deeply involved in it or if it's other people that she's working with, but it's incredibly complex from a musical standpoint, what's happening here from section to section. It's almost like we've got like 15 seconds of a whole song concept and then it's dumped and then we're into a whole nother section, but somehow they still feel cohesive, like they're a part of a whole macro work. It's incredibly brilliant. Everything. That chord right there. Oh. Now it feels like... Oh. So you feel that halftime beat there? Right? So we were 1, 2, 3, 4 when the da 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 da, and now we're into another like halftime section or whatever where like the beat 1, 2, 3 where the beats change now. She keeps doing that. See? Oh my God! Wow! Wow! So how does she do that sound? What is that sound? That sound is a sound you make through activating your false vocal folds. What are your false vocal folds? Well, If I popped out my larynx and you were looking at it from the top, when I'm breathing, your vocal folds look like this. When you go to sing, they vibrate like this. When we activate the false vocal folds, we're cinching the mucosal membranes above the vocal folds. It's post-vocal fold in the chain. And you just squeeze and cinch, and that creates a pressure buildup that eventually causes some of the mucosal membranes to start vibrating into the stream of air. So if I'm bop, 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 so what I was doing right there was I was activating the mucosal membranes of the false vocal folds to start vibrating in the sound. You can do this on a spectrum. You can do it a little bit, or you can like really turn it up. And she is an absolute master of that coordination. As evidenced right there, she can turn it on, she can turn it off, she does it in a healthy way, and it's not an unhealthy sound, even though it sounds like, oh my God, you're going to hurt your voice. It's not unhealthy because the sound being created, that distorted sound, is not happening at the vocal fold level. It's happening from the vibration of the mucosal membranes above the vocal folds when you do it correctly. And there's no doubt in my mind that she is doing it correctly here. Wow. Ready for the show. That's getting stuck in my mind already, and this is my first listen to it. Wow. I love her riff there. I love the dancer visuals. I love it's so cool the way that she fuses the digital in with the in-person stuff. It's like, it's such a great show. I bet it was amazing to be there. Were any of you at this? Let me know down in the comments. Now we're back to those sounds we started with over in the beginning. Ado. Oh my God. So next level. Hear that mixing at the end? She is so good at that. Her pitch accuracy is amazing. Her brassy, belty ability is amazing. The drama in the way that she changes between words is spectacular. Her mixing into her upper register is incredible. And all of that, and also able to get almost to a heavy metal, deathcore level of growl and grit on her voice, while still mixing in the clean stuff too. This is genius art on so many levels. I have so many more songs from Ado that I'm going to react to. I just have a blast listening to her, and the whole mystery of the whole anonymity and that she's not putting herself out there publicly as like just a normal person is just so another level of fascinating. Oh, one last thing I just want to say about it. I did do a little bit of a look at the lyrics of the song, and you know, my take on what this song is about is, well, it's really hard to know. It's very abstract. You know, behold the summit's grand arrival. Complete the night. All right, hell, get pumped up. The realm shines in stunning splendor. Like these words are very poetic and abstract. And, you know, in general, my overall take is it does feel like kind of like a make way for the arrival of the big show. Here I come. Make way. Let's celebrate. Get ready for the show. It's very presentational. It's very up-tempo. It's very fun. So it's got all of these light, sort of excited, come to the show type of a feelings. And then over here, it gets a little different. Look at me now, passionately intense specification. There must be something lost in the translation here a little bit. Almost like a heart pounding fiercely through the skin, exotic vox. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, the view of the sunrise upon a present. Set free the elusive feeling that's been playing hide and seek. Become reckless. You know, there's a lot of this, like, become reckless, play, go, you know, da, 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 you know. So I don't know if you've done any deep dive analysis of the meaning of this. Please let me know, because I don't, you know, I'm not quite sure. I do think that it would take some study because it is abstract and poetic, and there is the language barrier stuff going on. But I do get that feeling of come to the show, you know, look at the show, look at me in the show, look at my voice, you know. All right. So there you go. Thanks for watching. That was so much fun to react to. Let me know what I should check out next of Otto's. And if you haven't been over to my Patreon, I do have a couple deep dives that are not up on YouTube of hers where I've done a really thorough stop-start analysis after getting my first impression. So come on over and check that out, okay? All right, see you soon. Cheers.